Jez couldn't believe it. Had he really been possessed by a martial artist? Panic set in as he struggled to comprehend the situation. His eyes were filled with fanaticism, but he forced himself to think calmly. If he was inside the novel, then the story would likely follow its original course. In that case, what came next? He recalled the scene at the official dinner party. Jegal Muyang had cursed at Baek Rijin. Baek Rijin was an orphan. He wasn't a true descendant of the Baekri family, but merely carried the surname. To him, rules were like his parents, and he did not tolerate any transgressions. Wait, if that was the case, then was this situation? Did Jegal Muyang die here? No, he remembered that Muyang had survived, but one of his legs had been cut off. A chill ran down his spine. He couldn't let himself become crippled like that. He had to start with an apology. Forcing himself to act, he spoke up, trying to justify his actions. This was a world where justification mattered, and perhaps it would work in his favor. He reminded himself that he wasn't Jegal Muyang, the man who had been too stubborn to apologize and lost a leg because of it. Instead, he declared that he was now completely sober, thanks to the beating he had received. As expected, the opponent hesitated. He was putting away his sword. It had worked. Jez could see that the man was suppressing his anger, just as his original personality dictated in the novel. Relieved, Jez carefully chose his next words to escape the situation. He admitted his mistake, explaining that he had mocked the rules without realizing it. Of course, he understood that mere words weren't enough to make up for his transgression. To show his sincerity, he declared that he would bet his left arm as atonement. Damn it. The man's personality was just as the novel described, cautious and rigid. It was almost eerie how perfectly the character had come to life. However, instead of escalating the conflict, the man acknowledged Jez's discipline as lacking, attributing it to his drunkenness. Seeing that Jez was injured, he even offered to take him home. What? Jez thought. The situation had resolved itself unexpectedly easily. He felt a surge of relief knowing that the man's personality was exactly as written. His leg had nearly been severed, but he had made it through. At that moment, a voice interrupted. "How funny of you, Muyang." Startled, Jez turned to see who had arrived. Someone was addressing Muyang so casually. The young master stepped forward. "If your apology was sincere, shouldn't you have offered your right hand, the one that holds your sword, instead of your left? Isn't that right, Muyang?" Baek Jiren narrowed his eyes. "Who are you?" The newcomer smirked. "Huangbo Seung of the great Huangbo family. Surely you've heard of our status in the Shandong province." Jez's mind raced. Huangbo Seung, the man who pretended to support Jegal Muyang while secretly trying to stir up trouble? He had never expected him to appear here. Huangbo Seung continued, "I don't care whether you're lying. Are you really throwing away your family's honor just to survive?" Jez clenched his jaw. The man was being blatantly antagonistic. Then again, in the novel, Huangbo Seung always acted like a mouse in front of a cat. "Sincerity is difficult to prove," Jez responded cautiously. Huangbo Seung scoffed. "It's not difficult. If you were truly sincere, you would bet your right hand instead." Jez felt his frustration rising. Damn this guy. He was enjoying this far too much. "Haha, you're not wrong," Jez admitted with a forced smile. "You seem quite eager to corner me. Are you that happy?" He considered kneeling, knowing that it was sometimes more important to consider how the other person perceived an apology. Huangbo Seung raised an eyebrow. "Huh, is that so?" Jez turned to Baek Jiren. "So, it's all up to young warrior Baek now. If he wishes, I can do as he asks. What will it be?" Huangbo Seung seemed taken aback. "Huh? Since when did this guy learn to talk so well?" Baek Jiren studied Jez for a moment before speaking. "I thought I understood you well, Muyang, but perhaps I was mistaken." Jez exhaled sharply. This guy was making him tense, but something felt off. This scene, it hadn't happened in the novel. In the original story, Huangbo Seung had merely watched from the sidelines and hadn't interfered. Baek Jiren's voice broke through his thoughts. "It's already over. I have received a sincere apology, so I won't pursue the matter further." Huangbo Seung hesitated before finally backing down. "Ah, is that so?" Jez held back a relieved sigh. "Kook, I need to get out of here quickly," he thought. As he tried to leave, another voice called out, "Darn, is your pain severe?" Jez turned to see the young master stepping closer. "I'll take him home," he declared, then called out to someone in the crowd. "Young Hom Young, help him," a man from the crowd responded. "Okay." Jez realized that the people here didn't seem to know him well. As he was being helped away, Baek Jiren gave him a final glance. "Get well soon," he said. "I'll see you again."